I'm back for another video. This is the third video I filmed this week. Not even this week, like in the past couple of days. And that's insane because I also haven't filmed in like a month and a half. So it feels really weird to be like just filming again. I don't know. I don't know if you guys understand that in any way, but you probably do. But today we are here to talk about the books that I read in the month of January. So as you guys may or may not know, if you follow me on GOODREADS, which if you don't, you definitely should, because I like to interact with you guys, and that's a place where I can definitely do that. So definitely go check out my link down below. But basically, if you follow me on GOODREADS, you would know that my reading challenge for the year of 2018 is 100 books, which on average comes out to about 8 books a month. And so I put my goal for 2018, January, to be 8 books, and I completed that. However, I really only read 3 novels. The rest of them were something else. But this year I want to broaden my horizons a lot more when it comes to reading, because if you look at my shelf, you'll notice that it's mainly middle grade, fantasy, science fiction, and then young adult fantasy. I don't really read contemporary novels. I don't read graphic novels. I don't read anything but what's on my bookshelf, basically. Like, that is the extent of what I read. And I just would really like to broaden my horizons a lot more this year. So in the month of January, I decided to do that as well. But we're just gonna jump right into what I read this month. To start the year off, I read Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire by J.K. Rowling. This is the 4th book in the Harry Potter series, if you were not already aware. And if you weren't, where have you been? Go learn Harry Potter. No offense, like you don't have to know Harry Potter, but like if you don't know, you should definitely figure that out because it's really, really cool. And basically this is Harry when he goes in the Triwizard Tournament. Yay! I don't want to go too much into it because I'm sure most of you have read Harry Potter anyways. And I really, really liked it. This was a reread. I'd already read the book before, but again, I don't think I've ever mentioned this on my channel, but I've never actually finished the Harry Potter series. I got all the way up to book 4, and then I never got to book 5, 6, or 7. And so basically I've read the first 3 Harry Potters about a handful of times. I don't know, but I've only read this one. I'd only read it through entirely once, and then I'd read half of it through another time. And so this was the second time that I'd actually been reading it through the entire way. And so I knew the beginning of it fairly well, but I got to the ending of the book, and I hadn't read the ending of the book since I was in like 6th grade, which is a long time ago, mind you. So I could not remember what happened. And so this is basically like a new book for me. And so I just thought it was really interesting. I actually started this at the end of 2017, but I didn't finish it, so obviously this is the first book I finished in 2018. But I really enjoyed it, obviously. It's a really big book. I love Harry Potter. Harry Potter is one of my favorite things ever, so of course I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars. The next book I read is something I picked up at the library because I've been wanting to read it for a really long time, and obviously I love this story, and that is The Little Prince by Antoine de Saint-Exupéry. I think that's how you say it. And basically this follows a man who is a pilot, and he crashes in the Sahara Desert in Africa, and there he meets the Little Prince. The Little Prince is from a tiny little planet, as you can see here, that's not very big, and he left the planet. My dog has come to say hi. Hi. I'm filming. Bourbon. And now she's interrupting me. We're gonna move on. And obviously I love Little Prince. It's one of my favorite novels. I really, really love this book, and I love the movie. If you haven't seen the movie, you should definitely go see it. It's based off of the book, but it's not based off of the book. Like, it's not the book in movie form. It has the book in the movie. It's really cool. Go watch it. It's really good. And read the book. The book is amazing. And so I decided to pick it up and read it, and that was super, super fun, and I really enjoyed it. 5 out of 5 stars. Did I give it a 5 out of 5 stars? I think I did. I'm also worried that my camera's gonna die because it says it's on low battery, which I'm really annoyed because I just charged it, but it's fine. I'm fine. And then while I was at the library, I decided to pick up a few graphic novels because I wanted to broaden my horizons. And so the first one I picked up was Lumberjanes by Stevenson Ellis, Waters, and Allen. And this basically follows a group of girls who go to this, I don't know if it's a summer camp, but it's a camp, and this camp, they're called Lumberjanes, and they stay in the same cabin together, and at this camp, there's some really strange stuff happening in the woods, and so they decide to take it upon themselves to go in detective mode and find out what's happening, and it's actually really interesting. I gave this a 3 out of 5 stars for my first graphic novel, and this was my first graphic novel, yes. It was interesting, but it wasn't as interesting as it wasn't anything like spectacular. It was just kind of like okay. Like I enjoyed it. It was funny, but it wasn't like wow, this is the best thing ever. Like I'm definitely in love with this, you know, like it wasn't anything like that. So I gave it a 3 out of 5 stars. It was good, just not anything like spectacular. And then, because I was in the mood for graphic novels, I picked up Wonder Woman, which is the first volume, Blood, and obviously I was new to graphic novels, and I was like, you know what do I want to get into? And I was like, you know what, let's pick up Wonder Woman. And so I read this graphic novel, which is about, like, Wonder Woman, and it's not her origins, it's just, like, about her, and then a couple of days later, I watched the movie, and I was like, whoa, this is so different, because in this, there's, the gods are still alive, but in the actual movie, the gods aren't, if you've seen it. It's just, I thought it was really interesting, and I really liked seeing it. And then I ended up giving this a 5 out of 5 stars because, wow, it was so it was so good. Like, it was beautiful. The graphics were so gorgeous. I love Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman's one of my favorite, female superheroes, and I thought it was a really good book, so I definitely would recommend this. I'm excited to get through the rest of the series. Then I took a little bit of a break from graphic novels, and I picked up an actual book, and that book was A Shadow Bright and Burning by Jessica Cluess. So this basically follows Henrietta Howell, who has the ability to burst into flames. And she lives in a world where girls don't really do magic because one female a couple of years ago screwed it all up and let out the ancients who have been ravishing and attacking the land for a while now. And so she's not allowed to do magic, but someone discovers her and she thinks she's going to get in trouble, but then she ends up being the prophesied one and declared a sorcerer. And that's kind of what the story's about, and it's really interesting, actually. It's really, really interesting. I would definitely recommend it. I really liked the world building, but I wasn't that big of a fan of the characters. Like, it's not that I wasn't a fan of them, I just never got attached to them. Like, there was never any part of me that was like, oh my god, I'm in love with this character, I'm in love with this character. Like, I would die if anything happened to any of these characters. I didn't even know who most of the characters were. I knew who the main 4, 5, 6 were. There was a lot of characters, and then there was like 5 other characters who were like briefly mentioned, and then like apparently she had like this deep connection with all of them, and I was like, I don't know who any of these are. I don't know who they are. Like, I don't know how she feels betrayed by them. I don't really feel anything for her either. Like, I just wasn't attached to the characters. But I really did like the plot. And I did like the world building that happened in the novel, and I also did get bored somewhere in the middle, but it was really interesting, and it was definitely setting you up to read the rest of the novels, which I like in a book. So I ended up giving this a 3.5 out of 5 stars, and I rounded it down to a 3 star. Then I picked up a book that I don't actually physically have with me, and that is Equal Rights by Terry Pratchett. This is the 3rd book in the Discworld series, and as you guys know, I'm reading the Discworld series, or attempting to read the Discworld series. I'm only on book 3. It's going very slowly, but I will get there eventually in this, like, 60-book series. It's fine. I'm fine. What do you mean? Everything's fine. But it was actually really entertaining. I give this a 3 out of 5 stars. Terry Pratchett is just, he's ingenious with the way that he likes to write stuff, and just, like, the way that he words things. It's so cool, like, just to see, like, how he does things. Like, it literally just makes my mind spin. I thought it was really interesting. I like to see the witches, because this obviously is only the 3rd book, and he does, like, different branches, and so this is the witches branch. This is the first one in it, and so I thought that was really interesting to get to see that, and I'm super excited to see more of the witches in the future, so I'm looking forward to that one. And then lastly, to finish off the month, I picked up 2 more graphic novels, and those are Miss Marvel Volume 1, No Normal, and Volume 2, Generation Y. So the first one I gave a 3 out of 5 stars. I thought it was really interesting. I liked that she was Pakistani, and that added like a new element to it. But I thought these were really good. I'm super excited to read more of them. I know that they're like adding more diverse characters and stuff, which I thought was really interesting. I especially liked it that it was from her point of view like that, because it adds a new element of like issue to it, because obviously she has really strict parents who are expecting so much of her, and she has to do like her religious stuff and stuff. It was just, I thought it was super, super interesting. I would definitely recommend these. Definitely go pick them up if you're into Marvel, if you're into graphic novels. If you're not, sure, try a new thing. I tried it. I liked it. It's really cool. I'm actually really excited to read some more graphic novels in the future. And then lastly, I didn't finish this book, but I'm currently reading Harry Potter in the Order of the Phoenix by J.K. Rowling. I got about, that's not where I am, actually. I am currently around 600 pages into this book, And this is if you guys didn't know, this is an 870 page book. So 600 pages is pretty far. I still have about 270 pages left, but I'm gonna count this as having read another book because 600 pages is like a full-length book. Anyways, that's like a large book. I'm not counting it. I read 8 books. And then this is like, I read most of this. So yeah, I read 2/3 of this novel during last month. But I really liked it. I'm super, super excited. As you guys know, this is a first read for me, and so I'm obsessed. Like, this is all I've wanted to do since I started reading it, is just read this novel, and I've been trying. Like, I spent hours reading it every single day, and I'm still only 600 pages into it. That's how you know it's a really long book, but I'm super excited. I'm definitely going to be finishing this soon, and hopefully I can start the last 2 books and finish those within the next month or 2, and that's all. It's really exciting, and I'm super excited, and I'm in love with it, and Harry Potter's amazing, and I can't. But that's everything that I read in the month of January, which is the first month of the year, and I think it was a very productive month. But that's all for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you're new here, make sure to stick around, and if you do, I guess that I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye! Thanks for watching.